Hello ladies, gentlemen and steam engineers. This is the first update to Empirium, the role-playing game. This is where you will be able to follow a series of videos. We'll be hopefully running exclusives here on this channel. This has been developed by two members of our group, Craig and Jez. Now the idea really here was to make as they have explained to me, a steampunk game, but more essentially a role-playing game that does things in a manner that is different than you may be used to, is appropriate for how they want to play as gamers, and they're pretty sure that a lot of you are going to have the same things in common once you get your teeth into it and play too. So let's talk a little bit more and try and give you some reveals about this. We're not going to tell you everything all at once. So here's what we are going to tell you. Firstly, forget everything you know about role-playing games, okay? Every idea of how an RPG should work. Trying to think through this game in its gameplay, like other games, just slows you down and confuses you, or at least that's what I found anyway. So I had to keep an open mind for a game that is genuinely doing something really different than I'm used to. This system has been made to address players who feel they're too often in the hands of just dice and modules, or bound by mechanics, and I'd like to do that, but the rules don't let you. Also, GMs that might be a little bit bored thinking, oh, you know, I'm just a narrator who makes calls. I would say that this is a grown-up game. Players who enjoy RP elements, role-play elements of a game, they will prosper. Now, I say a grown-up game, a proper grown-up game, and that isn't to say that kids couldn't play this, of course, but I think majoritively the number of older gamers, the way they approach games is in a more long-term campaign sense rather than the instant gratification you might get from immediate upgrades and immediate this and roll these dice and oh my god, give me loot now, oh my god, we've just killed all this right now. It's a deeper, longer play, long haul sense of story, really telling a story in its setting and truly playing your part. It's not even just about, oh, powering me up. It's about contributing to really aid the success of the storyline. And there's going to be a number of kids out there who really want this too. And obviously they're probably going to find a place of enjoyment here too. A lot of you have probably been looking for an experience that is like this. And this might well scratch an itch for quite a lot of you. It's not about who's got the biggest gun. It's about storytelling, it's about clues, thoughtful investigation, stealth, the sort of elements that aren't normally covered in role-playing. Now, I know a number of RPGers out there who say, oh, that's it, when you're playing your game, as soon as you pick up the dice, you've broke immersion. What if I was to say that Empirium, you will never have to pick up dice and throw them? Now that's unusual, right? What if I was to say that the mechanics of this game use no dice whatsoever? The intention from the developers of this game is to use coins. Now, I'll just leave that with you for a moment to sink in. Coins. And however many numbers you throw, and the results there, the mechanics of this coin system, well, we'll go into that perhaps in depth in another time at another place. It won't be in this video. This is just a reveal of elements of the game. However, I will say that if you really did hate coins, then you could essentially get hold of D6s with 3 results of yes and 3 results of no on it and use them like coins, couldn't you? But that's essentially what this will be using. Things you could flip or grab in your hand and throw, basically, and just it's something you just pick up wherever you are. As long as you've got a pencil and a paper in your group, you don't necessarily have to have your dice on you. Everybody's got change on them, right? Just grab some change and play. Now, I'll say that the way this works in with the way the character development works as attributes, as stats, I can personally testify that this is truly innovative, what they have accomplished. Now, because of the nature of the system and how easy it actually is to get up and running and playing it. Because again, it's not all about all stat heavy and stat heavy and stat heavy and these rules and that rules and these rules and that rules. It's rules light. It's stat light. It's everything light. And instead it gives you the freedom to, as a player, bring your own gameplay, your own roleplay, your own character to the table, so you don't have to be thinking all the time bound in mechanics. What does the game tell me I have to do? You tell the game what it has to do in Empirium. Now I've noticed that doing this, it gives you a deep progression to your character and a deeper understanding of who your character is. But it also allows you to relax and just concentrate on telling the story. There is an episode nature to it, each episode having a number of chapters. During the gameplay session we've been in a storyline where we've been trying to foil the assassination of an important figure. This is important because we've been also set in a real world locations. So it's 1927 and we've been located in Southampton, England. So that is real world locations that were in place in 1927, going back there with photographic history and checking the historical records to get accurate portrayals and records of shops and businesses that were there at the time and the way systems worked. And the other releases that will accompany this and continue on will carry on with that real world settings idea. All of the gameplay stories that come officially out for Empirium as modules will officially support real world locations, real streets that you can visit or places you may well have been. And it's that element of, oh gosh, you know what, I actually know where I am in this game because I've actually been there. Or do you know what, you could Google Maps it. It might be a bit different since 1927, but you know what I mean. You could really get down there and get hold of like road plans and maps of the era if you can get hold of some records. It depends how far your GM really wants to take it. Now, that isn't to say that you're confined to even have to play it in England like this is actually opens in. That's not to say that it would stay only in England anyway, but you could take the mechanics, adapt it completely and say, right, I'm going to take this and I'm going to start in the country of my origin. You might be Russian and you might say, right, I'm going to pick this place in Russia and we're going to start here. The idea is, pick a real life location. You can pick your own hometown if you want and run it from any setting and way you want. But that's the nature and the intention behind the supported modules and ongoing storyline that you get to be part of. So, with those exciting revelatory teaser factoids out there for you, I'll wrap it up now and let it all sink in for the moment. I will also say, look out for more videos explaining, giving more revelatory updates on other elements of the game. Just what is it I meant when I said that the GM doesn't just feel like a narrator who makes calls, that the GM actually gets to play. What are the mechanic systems? What are the stats? What are the classes? All of these questions will be answered as reveals go on. And this was reveal number 1. Thank you for your time, thank you for checking it out, and I'll look forward to your feedback thus far, and the guys will, I know, appreciate it. So, stay tuned here for more updates of the steampunk role-playing game, Empirium. But until next time, I will see you at the table.